The Xtension 9 especially is one of our products which incorporates basically all of our technologies for a very reasonable price. We can say it's a real high-end product. I will give you some of the details. Number one, our platter is unique. Nobody uses such heavy platters like we do, and heavy platters are very important to have the best control over the speed and the less wah and flutter, which makes the sound, especially from classical music, very natural. To reduce the resonances of the metal platter, we even damp it with the so-called thermoplastic elastomer dampers, which are exactly tuned to the resonance frequency of the platter. You see here the magnets, what you also see here in the turntable. That means the platter actually is pushed off, and so the bearing does not see the very high 5 kilo platter, and you reduce the rumble by this. On top you see our mat. Our idea was to use recycled vinyls, glue it on the platter, bake it in the oven by 700 degrees and machine it. So we have a perfect sandwich construction on the X9, and to make it on top perfect, we add also free of charge the massive record clamp, which is holding the record perfectly on the surface. Number two, our bearing construction is also something unique. It's an inverting bearing to have the moving point exactly on the same level like the Tonearm, and on top of the bearing shaft you see a ceramic ball. Why? Because metal on metal would cause rumble. Therefore, we insert a ceramic material which is highly internal damped and still very, very hard. Number three, we use very special feeds. These are feeds which incorporate magnets inside. So actually the turntable is floating in air. Only this feed consists 15 components done by a CNC machine. So it's much more expensive and much more effective as standard plastic feeds, which you usually see in such products. So you see the turntable is absolutely isolated and floating three-dimensional in the air. Number four, super heavy chassis. This is a full MDF chassis without any hollow spaces, and it's super heavy. Why? Because a turntable would resonate by the environment, by the speakers. So to kill the resonances, we create a lot of mass to be stable. Important on a turntable design is not only that you have a lot of mass and a heavy chassis, important is also that you don't have any hollow spaces. Hollow spaces, like on a speaker box, would create a boomy sound because it would create resonances in the cabinet. Number five, our central gravity point. What is this about? Again, turntable is all about resonances, and you have to transport the resonances somewhere. Otherwise, they move around in the chassis and will be picked up by the cartridge, ultimately through the Tonearm. So here you see the central mass point, which is in the chassis and around the bearing. So because resonances travel where the mass is, this central mass point sucks up all the resonances and turns it to heat. A simple technology, but it costs money because this is lots of material and lots of machine work. Number six, we are using AC motors which are synchronous to the net frequency and therefore hold by nature the constant speed. But this is only possible with a pulley which is produced in a precision of a thousandth of a millimeter. Plus we have a control board which controls the AC and generates basically new AC, completely pure new AC, that the motor sees only a perfect source. Number 7, you see the more expensive products get, the more the customer demands choices. So we think a turntable is like a furniture, and therefore we develop our turntables, or we offer our turntables in many different finishes. The choice of colors is something Pro-Ject sets far away from anything what is today in the hi-fi market. Number 8, again, we're selling luxury products. We believe that the customer wants to have the choice. And again, we are the only one who giving the customer also the choice of different tonearms. Because different tonearms sound different and have different functions. For example, S-shaped tonearms have the advantage that you can change the cartridge very fast, versus straight tonearms out of carbon have a little bit more precise and faster sound. So we give the customer the choice. And again, this is only Pro-Ject which is offering these possibilities. Number 9, it's very important to understand that the cartridge is the electromechanical transducer, like the speakers. So most of the taste of the colors of the music is actually happening here as well in the speakers. You know, there are so many different speakers and they all say they are the best, yeah? But in the end, it varies depending on the taste of the customers. Same thing is here in the cartridge. Therefore, Pro-Ject was also producing now, or developed now, their own cartridges, which gives the customer a higher choice of different sound characters. And again, on the Xtension 9, you can choose all these different versions for a package price. Number 10, high quality cables. We are supplying uniquely very high quality cables as a standard in the package of the turntable. They are symmetrical, they are golden connectors in metal. We also have the option for XLR cables. Because we have a 5-pin connector and the tonearm is by basic fully balanced, we can use a balanced signal because also the cartridge is a balanced source. And the extras. The Xtension 9 comes with a dust cover. This is maybe not an extraordinary special feature, but we realize that especially in high-end turntables, many suppliers just forget the dust cover. They just don't supply it, or you have to pay extra. You see, the Xtension 9 has many options. We designed a turntable configurator. And with our configurator, you can choose the finish, you can choose the tonearm, you can choose the cartridge, you can choose the cable, you can choose the phono stage, you can maybe add an additional power supply to getting the absolutely highest performance. So you can create your own individual perfect turntable which fits to your sound taste and also to your idea how it should look in your flat.